This is Mouli Venkata Akhil, and today's our topic is the audit of cooperative societies. These are the quick revision videos for CFNL audit. If you like this video, hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section. Right? Before going to this chapter, we will just know the structure of this chapter. There are two types of societies: the cooperative societies and multi-state cooperative societies. Cooperative societies are governed under Central Act 1912, and there are other state acts also for this purpose. Whereas multi-state cooperative societies are under Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act 2002. Right? Generally, we will use for companies the word board of directors, but here we will use the term managing committee, and here also we will use the term bylaws instead of rules and regulations. And the reporting authority is a registrar. Right? Coming directly into our chapter, that is Audit of Cooperative Societies. Section 17 of the Cooperative Societies Act 1912 discusses about the audit. Generally, the registrar shall audit or shall cause to be audited by any person who is a chartered accountant in writing or special order. The cooperative societies shall be audited at least once in every year. Right? At least once in every year. And also, the auditor, what the auditor will do, the auditor will examination of overdue debts and some other things. The auditor has to do the following things. We'll write here: bid, valuation, SAT. This is a memory technique of the special features of audit. The auditor has to do all the following things. We'll discuss what is this bid, valuation, SAT. Right? And the third point is the auditor will have access to all the books of accounts, and every office of the society shall furnish the information which have been asked by the auditor. This is regarding section 17. And coming to next topic, that is audit and management. That is not much important, but we can expect a question here that what are the administrative functions of this managing committee? There are 4 functions generally given in this study material. The functions are as follows. See, first 2 points is proper custody and maintenance of movable property. Proper custody and maintenance of movable and immovable property. The second one is proper custody, maintenance of accounts, receipts and payments through accounting staff. The third one is summon and attend general meetings, records maintenance, and fourth one is keep all necessary records and registers. This is general question, not that much important, but it has not been asked till now. There might be a chance, if right. The question is the administrative functions of managing committee. What is the first 4 points are there? Custody and maintenance of movable and immovable property, maintenance of accounts, summon and attend general meetings, record the minutes, and keep all necessary registers. Right? These are the 4 administrative functions of managing committee. And coming to our next, what are the audit features? See, features of cooperative society. There are 2 questions: features of cooperative society and special features of cooperative societies audit. These 2 are 2 different questions. Don't confuse with these 2 questions. We are going to discuss now the features of cooperative society. We can divide this as follows: 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. The first 2 are qualifications and appointment, board, books of accounts, investments, loans, shareholdings, borrowings, restriction on loans, restriction on shareholdings, restriction on borrowings, and contribution to education fund, contribution to charitable purposes, appropriation of profit that is transferred to reserve fund, and utilization of working capital. What are the 4? 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Qualification, appointment, books of accounts, investments, loans, restriction on loans, restriction on shareholdings, restriction on borrowings, contribution to education fund, contribution to charitable purposes, reserve fund, working capital. Right? These are 4 points. We'll discuss one. Qualification. What is the qualification? Who can be the auditor of cooperative societies? Chartered accountant. And some state cooperative societies may also appoint auditor as a person who is having government diploma, in cooperative accounts. Right? Cooperative accounts. And he shall be the auditor of cooperative department of government. These are the 2 cases: a chartered accountant, or some state governments allow any person who is having a government diploma in cooperative accounts or accountancy, and he shall be the auditor of cooperative department of the government. Right? This is the qualification on auditor point. And next, coming to the appointment of auditor. What is the appointment of auditor? An auditor of cooperative societies is required to appointed by whom? Appointed by registrar. Right? Appointment of registrar, and report will be sent to whom? Report of auditor to the registrar and society. Right? To the registrar and society. Audit fees will be paid by society. Right? This is the appointment of auditor point. And coming to next, books of accounts point. Books of accounts point will divide into the again formula 3 plus 3 plus 3. The first one is the receipts and payments, receipts and expenditure, that is receipts and payments account. Second one is sale and purchase of goods society, that is profit and loss account. and assets and balance sheet, assets and liabilities. That is our balance sheet. This is one set. And coming to the next set, that is daily cash sales register, register of collection of debtors if credit sales. If it is credit sales, we will collect from the debtors, right, what are the amount receivable due, that register, and daily cash sales register, and any other register, any other column and subsidiaries. These three we will consider as one set. And the third set is the register of recovery of loans of salaries directly to receipts and members in case of credit society, and loan disbursement register plus surety register. Right, this is the third set. What are the first? The set 3 plus 3 plus 3. Receipts and payments, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and second set is daily cash sales summary, collection summary, and other column and subsidiary. The third set is investment and property register, surety register, and loan disbursement register. Right, this is the point relating to the books of accounts. And coming to the restriction on shareholdings, this is an important point. Restriction on shareholdings. If any society in which the members' liability is limited and no member other than the registered society can have, means if it is not a registered society and the members' liability is limited, right? Members' liability is limited, then no member can have this particular shareholding. What is the restriction? 20% of total number of members or rupees 1000. See here, 20% of total number of members or the value of the 1000. Maximum. The maximum amount shall be 20% of number of members or rupees 1000 value. It should not exceed this particular limit if it is not a registered society and the liability of the member is limited. That is a restriction on shareholding. And coming to the restriction on loans, that is section 29. Restriction on loans. A cooperative society can give loans to only to its members. If it wants to give to loans to any other cooperative society, then special sanction is required. It should only give to members. It should not make loans to any other person other than member, meaning it should only give to members. And if it wants to give to loan to another registered society, then special sanction is required. Right, this is the restriction on loans. And coming to restriction on borrowings, the restriction on borrowings is also simple point. See, the borrowing shall be given by the society shall be within the limits and subject to the restrictions of this bylaws. Right, the borrowings can be given to other persons also. See, we who are not members subject to the restrictions and limits bylaws of the society. Right, this is a borrowing point. And coming to investment point, investment of funds. The corporate society has to invest, right? What are the amount it received? In which securities it can invest? There are 4 types of securities. The first one is the central and the state cooperative bank. Right, in this they can invest. Apart from these 2 banks, if it wants to invest in any other bank, see, in any cooperative bank other than the central or state cooperative bank as mentioned here, right, then it can invest in such cooperative bank if it is approved by the registrar. These are the 2 points completed. And next 2 are in any security specified in section 20 of Indian Trust Act 1882. Right, this is the third one. And the fourth one is the shared securities and bonds or any other society with limited liability. Means the liability of the society shall be limited. Or the 4 points: central or state cooperative bank, any other cooperative bank other than the central or state cooperative bank as approved by the registrar, section 20 of the Indian Trust Act 1882, shared securities of a society which is having a limited liability. Right, and the residual point is any other money is permitted by central or state government. Here both CG, SG. Right, and coming to the appropriation of profits, means what are the profits it have, it will transfer to reserve fund. Right, it shall transfer to reserve fund before distribution of any dividends. There are some restrictions are there. For the minimum transfer is 25%. If the society is facing the financial position issue, it can go to the registrar and the registrar can reduce the amount, the percentage. The minimum percentage is 10%. Right, this is the appropriation of profits. And contribution to charitable purposes. Anyway, after transferring to the reserve fund, the amount of not exceeding 10% of net profits, the registrar, that is the society, can transfer to the charitable purposes on sanction of registrar. See, on sanction of registrar. Right. And coming to the investment of reserve fund. Investment of reserve fund out of the business of utilization of working capital. This is a working capital utilization. What are the reserve fund balance are there? That the balance can be used for business in working capital, or that balance can be invested, or that balance can be used for promoting the objects. Right. And coming to the contribution of education fund. see, some of the state cooperative societies shall mandate the contribution of fund to the education fund. See, some of the states provide that every society shall contribute annually toward the education fund at the appropriate prescribed one. This such contribution is not an appropriation; it is a charge, right? That is one important point. And coming to our next, that is features of cooperative society has been completed. And coming to our next one, special features of cooperative audit, right? What are the special features of cooperative audit? We will have a memory technique here: bid valuation mass add. B means certification of bad debts. I means overdue interest, means examination of overdue debts, valuation of assets and liabilities, members register, examination of members register, right, with their passbooks, and adherence to the cooperative principles, observation of the act, provisions of the act, special report to the registrar. Here A is audit classification of society, and D is a draft report, right? This is the shortcut, right? And coming to our first one, that is D, bid in bid, the D point, that is examination of overdue debts. The overdue debts falling from the period of 6 months to 5 years and more than 5 years shall be classified, and proper provisioning is done or not, we have to check, and any chances of recovery, right, chances of recovery to be checked, proper provisioning to be checked, and should be classified 6 months to 5 years. This is the examination of overdue debts. And coming to the overdue interest for a point, what is the overdue interest? Means the overdue interest shall not be considered as interest outstanding for calculating profits. That means it shall be considered only on cash basis, right? It shall be considered only on cash basis. And coming to the certification of bad debts for a point, any bad debt which needs to be written off shall be certified by auditor when it required by law. If it is not required by law, it is sufficient if it is certified by management committee. The same has discussed here. And coming to the valuation of assets, there are no specific provisions for this valuation of assets and liabilities. However, the fixed assets can be valued based on the GAAP, generally accepted auditing principles standards, right? Fixed assets cost minus depreciation, and any installation expenses shall be capitalized, right? And current assets cost or NRV, whichever is lower, and liabilities, known liabilities shall be taken into the account, and unknown liabilities, that is a contingent liability, shall form part of notes. The same has been discussed here. And coming to our adherence to cooperative societies, the cooperative societies shall adhere to the principles of the cooperative societies. The auditor has to consider this point, and the auditor has to mainly check the principle of propriety element. Any unlawful wasteful expenditure has not been incurred, no wastage of funds, and principle of propriety needs to be checked. And coming to our next A point, that is observation of provisions of this act, right? The auditor has cooperative society has to check, point out any infringements of these provisions of the Cooperative Society Act, and also the financial implications of the infringement shall be properly assessed by the auditor, and they should be reported, right? This is the point here. And verification of members register and examination of their passbooks. See, what is the members register? It will be in the Cooperative Society, and passbooks will be with the members. The Cooperative Society will give loans to the members, and it will enter in this members register, and they will be recorded here also. Now, what auditor has to do? Auditor has to cross check between these two, whether they have been matching or not, right? This is one point. And coming to special report to the register, whenever the auditor in the process of auditing, auditor has found any serious irregularities, auditor has to send special report to the registrar for necessary actions. It contains the following things, right? What are the four points are there? We'll have a memory technique here: PD, MD, right? PD, MD. What is a P? Personal profiteering by members, and D is a detection of fraud. M is a misstatements, and D is a disappropriate advance or reckless advancing. The first one is personal profiteering. The managing committee will take advantage of this their power, and they will use this power for their benefits, which are detrimental to the interest of society. And second one is detection of fraud relating to the expenses, purchases, property. And next one is misstatement. Misstatement means specific examples of misstatement decision of management against the cooperative principles. The management has taken decisions against the cooperative principles wantedly. And the fourth point is, in case of this point is applicable only in case of urban cooperative banks, right? This is important point. Urban cooperative bank. Any disappropriate advance or reckless advance. Disappropriate advance means the vested interest means the management committee will use that post and give the advances to their relatives only, and they will not take care of their recovery also. They don't bother about the recovery. And reckless advancing means without considering credit worthiness of the borrower, the management committee has given loans. These are the 4 points the auditor has to give special report to the register in case of serious irregularities, right? And coming to next point, that is audit classification of society. After considering the overall performance of the audit, the auditor has to classify an award to the particular cooperative societies. That award may be A, B, C, or D, A plus, B plus, something like that. If the management of the cooperative society is not satisfied with this award, it can go to appeal to the register. The auditor has to be very careful while making that award, right? And coming to next last point, that is a discussion of draft report. The auditor, after completing the audit, has to ask the secretary of the cooperative societies to conduct the convening management committee meeting and discuss what are the points he found during the audit, right? That discussion is must. No report shall never be finalized without such discussion, right? These are the special features of cooperative society audit. And coming to our rights and duties of cooperative society auditor. What are the rights and duties of cooperative societies auditor? This section 17 wala point we have already discussed in our first thing. Same thing, the same 3 points are there. Examination of overdue debts. The register shall audit some other person or cost audit some other person. Access to all officer of the society shall furnish such information as described by the auditor. Right? And also the auditor has to report format. See, basically the report format has been given some of the state acts as follows. We can remember this report by this following: 2 plus 2 plus 2 formula. Right? What is this 2 plus 2 plus 2 formula? 2 info, 2 true and fair view, 2 books of accounts. 2 info means information obtained, information required. 2 true and fair view means true and fair view of balance sheet, true and fair view of profit and loss account. 2 books of account means books of account maintained, books of accounts is agreement. Say we'll see it for the first point, the first info, whether he has obtained all necessary information as required for the purpose of audit, right? This is the first info obtained. And second one is info required, whether the opinion of the best of the information acquired according to the explanations given to him, the said accounts give the information required by the act. This is info required. And next one is true and fair view of profit and loss account. Next one is true and fair view of balance sheet. And next one is proper books of accounts are being maintained according to the act, rules, regulations and bylaws. And next one is the balance sheet and the profit and loss account are in agreement with the books and returns of the society. These are the 2 plus 2 plus 2 formula, that is audit report in case of cooperative society, right? The auditor will have to give qualifying observations if the answers to the above questions are negative, right? This is one important point. And coming to the form of audit report, the form of these along with this reporting 2 plus 2 plus 2, the auditor has to maintain, the auditor has to attach to that particular report as schedules, right? The schedules are as follows. We can have a shortcut here, TSDO. T means transactions which are contrary to the provisions of this act, the rules and bylaws, the auditor has to attach in the form of a schedule. And S means all the sums which ought to be recorded but not have been brought into the accounts. That is the second point. And next D is a doubtful. Any material or property belonging to the society which appears to the auditor are doubtful for recovery, D. And I is impropriety. Any material irregularity or impropriety in expenditure monies shall be reported. And O is the residual part, that is other matters as recorded by the register in this before. These are schedules. TSDO 5 points are there, 4 points are main points, and the 5th point is residual point, right? Here one important point is, if it is in case of nil report in any of the matters, the auditor has to give nil report. The report is confirmed, means the schedules are must, right? Even if it is nil report, the auditor has to attach nil with this 2 plus 2 plus 2 report, right? This is the schedule point. And coming to our next audit inquiry, and we have completed our first segment, that is the Cooperative Societies Act 2019-12, and we are going to the Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act 2002. This act is very much similar with our previous Companies Act 1956, right? Yes, in the name of this act only it is said Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act, means the objects are not confined to one state, right? And coming to the next important point, the books of accounts. These books of accounts are similar to the cooperative societies. The first 3 plus 1 is there. Sum of the money received and expended, sale and purchase of goods, assets and liabilities. Here it is a receipts and payments account, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and next one is cost records. Plus extra point is cost records. In case of multi-state cooperative societies, is engaged in the production, processing, manufacturing, purchasing, relating to utilization of materials, labor, means our 3 things: material, labor, overheads, then cost record should be maintained in this particular aspect. The same has been mentioned in the form of flowchart here. And coming to our next one is that is the qualification of auditors. What is the qualification of auditor? As I said earlier, it is similar to our Companies Act 1956. The chartered accountant is only eligible for auditor, being auditor of Multi-State Cooperative Society Act, but the following persons are not eligible. The following person has been defined as 141 subsection 3 ABC. The same points are there. The body corporate cannot be the auditor, and the officer or employee of the Multi-State Cooperative Society cannot be the auditor. And a person who is a member or who is in employment means a person who is a member or employee of other officer or employee cannot be the auditor of Multi-State Cooperative Society. These are the exact similar points as in 141 subsection 3 ABC. And the D point is similar, but the amount is different. A person who is indebted to multi-state cooperative societies, there are 2 points: indebtedness to multi-cooperative societies and given guarantee to the cooperative societies on behalf of any other person, a third party who has taken loan from this cooperative society. Right, the amount is exceeding 1,000. If any person has given guarantee of exceeding 1,000, or he is indebted to the cooperative societies of exceeding 1,000, then he is not eligible for the audit. If it is equal to 1,000, he is eligible for the audit. These are the 4 points of qualifications of auditor. And coming to the appointment of auditor, appointment will be done by the board. First auditor will be appointed by the board within 1 month from the date of registration. If it is not appointed within the board, then the general meeting it will be appointed. The conclusion is the first AGM, right? And the subsequent auditors are appointed at each of the general meeting. The conclusion will be the next AGM. This is the appointment of auditors. And coming to our powers, right? Powers and duties of auditor. What are the powers? We have already seen our Companies Act 143 subsection 1, that is inquiry are there, right? In that we will have shortcut IPL BCL. IPL I is relating point to investments. If any investment other than investment company, any securities are purchased, that shall not be sold below the cost, right? Below the what the amount they have purchased. And P is the personal expenses. L is the loans and advances security we have to check. And B is a mere book adjustment entry. C is share issued for cash whether they have been corrected or not. And L is the loans and advances which are not shown as deposit, term deposit, right? In this only IPL, only PL and BC are there. Only the 4 points are there. We'll see the loans and advances are properly secured are not prejudicial to the interest of the multi-cooperative society. That is L is finished. And next one is B, whether the transactions in Multi-State Cooperative Societies Act represents merely by book entries or not prejudicial to the interest of the Cooperative Societies Act. That is our B point. And we have 2 points PC, that is all personal expenses have been charged to revenue account. Whether personal expenses should not be charged to revenue account. If there are any charge to that revenue account, that should be reported. That is our P point is completed. And next one C point, whether stated in the books of accounts any shares are issued for cash, whether the cash has been collected and the position stated in the books of accounts is true and correct, regular or not misleading. This is the point relating to the powers and duties of auditor, right? And coming to the contents of audit report, the contents of audit report is the same. The balance sheet true and fair view, the profit and loss account true and fair view. And here also the same thing has been given: information necessary, proper books of accounts maintained, branch office auditor how he has dealt, and balance sheet and profit and loss agreement with the books and accounts. The same thing we can write as we discussed in the Cooperative Societies Act for the multi-state cooperative societies also. And coming to our next, the power of central government to direct special audit. This is important. Here the central government has come into picture. When the central government has power to audit for special audit of MSCS, right? Right. This is the thing. There are 3 aspects where the central government can accept for special auditor. We can have a shortcut here, ASF, right? Affairs, A means affairs, and S means serious injury, and F means financial position. The first one is the affairs of the multi-state cooperative societies are not being managed in the accordance to self-help and mutual aid. This one, mutual aid and cooperative principles and prudential commercial practices, sound business principles. What is affairs are not managed? 3 are important: cooperative principles, prudent commercial practices, sound business principles, right? Cooperative principles, prudent commercial practices, sound business principles. Then the central government can audit for special audit. And the next one is S, serious injury. Where the multi-state cooperative societies is being managed in a manner likely to cause serious injury to what? Serious injury to the trade and commerce of the business. Then the central government can order for special audit. The third point is the financial position of the multi-state cooperative endages its solvency. Means it is danger. It may go for insolvency. Then the central government can order for special audit, right? The following has been mentioned in the form of a flow chart, the same points. Right. One important point is we have already discussed in our 143 section. The central government can audit for a supplementary audit, test audit, special audit, right? The same thing is there. When the central government can audit for special audit of a particular company, that is multi-state cooperative society, only if the multi-state cooperative society is a government company, can be treated as government company. The government company definition, we know that if any central government or state government holds more than 51% of paid up capital, see, then only the central government can refer the special audit to the multi-state cooperative society act. Right. On receipt of the report from the auditor, the central government may take appropriate action. If not, if they don't take appropriate action within 4 months, right? If they don't take appropriate action within 4 months from the report of that special audit report to the central government, then the central government what will do is it will issue the report to the society, and it will ask the society to circulate to its members, right? And the expenses of this audit will be borne by multi-state cooperative society only, but determined by the central government. And coming to our last but one point, inquiry by central registrar. When central registrar can hold an inquiry against the multi-state cooperative society when the federal cooperative society which is affiliated with this society has applied, has requested, or when the creditor has requested, or 1/3 of the board, means 1/3 of the members of the managing committee of the multi-state cooperative societies has requested, or 1/5 of the members of the society has requested. There are 4 conditions. Our conditions are there. If anyone is requested with the central register can order for inquiry. What are the 4 parties? Federal society, creditor, 1/3 of board, 1/5 of members. Then what the central register will do is the central register will ask for the inquiry by itself or by any other person with general or special order on the constitution, working, financial condition, on 3 parts: constitution, working, financial condition. The inquiry shall be done only if there is a prior notice is given. The notice period time limit is 15 days, right? Notice period time limit is 15 days. And the central government, the person has been appointed, the person has some following powers. What are the following powers? There are 3 powers to the person who has been appointed to inquire this society. All the reasonable times he has to access the books of accounts, documents, cash, etc. of the society. And he may also require the officers to conduct for a general meeting of the members at the headquarters by giving not less than 7 days notice. Here the notice is 7 days. Then he can ask them to discuss the appropriate matters what he has said. If the society has refused, he may call by himself with the general meeting. Right, that is the second point. The third point is he can summon any person who he believes that he has a knowledge of the society, and he can encourage that person at the headquarters. These are the 3 powers. And one important point here is that the central register shall within period of 3 months of the date of receipt of the report communicate the report of inquiry to the multi-state cooperative societies. Means the register within 3 months of the report, the inquiry report will be there. That report shall be supplied to the multi-state cooperative society within 3 months of its receipt. That time limit is there, may be asked in MCQ. Right, and coming to our last topic, that is the inspection of multi-state cooperative society act under section 79. This is the similar. There are 4 parties are similar what we have discussed, that is federal society, creditor, 1/3 of board, and 1/5 of members. The same point, the central register may ask for inspection of the cooperative societies based on the 3 conditions, that is the same working constitution, working financial position, the same are there, right? But the person who has been appointed as for the inspection has some powers. What are the powers we'll discuss here? He can have access to the books of account. The same power has been there, but he can, if he found serious irregularities, he can take them into custody. Means he can take the books into custody, and also that inspection person has also power to verify the cash balance of the society. Right? This is the 2 points. And the next point is every officer member of the society shall furnish such information to the inspector who person has been appointed. Right? Person making such inspection may require. Right? This is the powers of the inspector who is appointed. And the same 3 months has been given. The central register, that is a copy of report of inspection under this section, should be communicated to the society within 3 months on the date of completion of such inspection. That same 3 months here. Right? This is MCQ is expected. Right? That's it all for now. This is very small chapter. This is in old syllabus, not there in our new syllabus. Right? This is there in old syllabus. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe this channel for more updates. Thank you.